Hi everyone, my name is Iben and welcome to a brand new episode of Tharmachati. With me, I once again have the amazing Mr. Goron.
I swear Mike is fine, I didn't do anything to him.
So, to give you a little bit of context, a certain someone, being me, recorded an episode with Mike, this episode, and then it turned out that my headset was the input for my audio and it was completely messed up, so I couldn't use it, and I don't have time to ask Mike to re-record. So I was like, hey Goron, can I steal like 30 minutes of your time?
Yep.
And thankfully he said yes.
Here I am.
So in this episode we're going to take a look at something that I didn't build and that Mike didn't build. This is a guest build by Romano. He is one of the most amazing gardeners and wildlife project builders that Bronation has to offer. And he was so kind to make the Chinese garden that we're going to walk into today.
Looking forward to it.
Let's get started. Yeah. I'm trying not to give away too much right off the bat, but it's already super beautiful.
Yeah.
We've got this little bridge. Slowly go down.
A little bit steep here.
Yeah, I've tried to fix it a little bit. This isn't Romano's fault. He doesn't have the free build mod.
Oh, okay.
And I do. But it's a bit of a pain. There's a
Yeah.
little piece of...
Oh wait, that's not an Indian peafowl.
Nope, that's the green peafowl by Monsoon again. You know that I love my Monsoon mods.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is the Chinese garden, and this is a garden that is mostly used as a wedding venue.
Oh, yeah,
it's
right.
basically a place where you can take pictures and everything and have a few drinks, and there is an actual venue behind this area where you can have the actual party. But this is like the place where you take all the pictures and have like the fancy guests. And talking about pictures, let's enter the first part of the garden. The first wall of peace.
So many rocks.
Yeah, so many rocks, so many custom rocks, so many custom bonsai trees, so many peafowl running around.
The peafowl is your free photo bomb.
Exactly. Talking about photo bombs.
Oh my god.
Exactly. This is the place where you take your wedding pictures. This is the view you get when you stand here. And he framed it beautifully.
My cheeks are hurting from smiling.
It's mesmerizing. It really is. And I don't know how he did it. He was like, okay, do you have a view that you really want to capture? And I was like, yeah, there's the Dahlia temple in the back, and it would be cool if you could capture that. And he said, yeah, all right, I can do that. And well, yeah, he delivered.
There it is.
I also really like the silk flowers on the ground here, and all the bows and everything. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shot.
Exactly. And finally, someone uses the barrier pieces like
not underground.
Pieces. Exactly, not underground. Yeah, so let's continue to the next part of the garden.
All these little plants as well.
He made so many little bonsai trees and plants, and it's just...
We'll make a great workshop pack, because little plants we have a big lack of those.
From now on, Romano's stage name will be Little Plants. So yeah, this is the second courtyard, and this would be the place where I imagine you would have some tables, or like have some drinks before you go to the actual party. And I still think this area is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Just... This isn't groundbreaking, but the mossy rustic stone, by making the background color green, it works so good.
It works so well. And I really like... And I don't want to give away too much from what's to come in this in the next part of the garden, but this already gives me such tranquil vibes. It feels like, okay, you can relax here for a minute before you actually enter the grand part of the garden.
Right, I've got an idea of what we're about to see, but
one of the things, by the way, and we're 2 years in at this point, one of the things that I never knew...
I just realized as well, I never knew this either.
Me neither. I was like, when I recorded this with Mike was, oh yeah, cool, he used these signs and it actually shows the painting that it's supposed to show. And I was like, you knew that? And he was like, yeah. Like, oh my god, Mike actually knows something that I didn't know.
About Planet Zoo.
About this game. And maybe that's the good reason why that recording was lost forever.
I mean, I have a friend who has a painting like that, but they don't have them hung up properly. So like the branches don't flow from one painting to the other, and it bothers me so much whenever I'm there. But I'm too afraid to say anything because I don't want to insult their living room.
You can send them this video. All right,
good thing it's on your channel.
Exactly. Let's continue to the next part of the garden. And this is where the first money shots are starting to appear. But before we're gonna look at that,
Jesus,
check out this crazy, absolute crazy.
Those are dragons.
Those are dragons built with
dragons.
every little piece you can imagine. Like I'm not gonna break the illusion by going through this wall, but I've been through this wall and I've seen there's a caiman statue in here, there's a peafowl statue in here. I still don't know where the freaking horns come from. I guess it's
a
one
reindeer
of the deer
statue?
Yeah, maybe.
Like I recognize, I don't see what the caiman. Oh, the feet, right?
Yeah, the feet and the snout are both by the caiman.
Right. Okay.
You can see it right here.
Yeah.
And it's just, and I don't know if all the cracks are like meant to be actual cracks or if it's meant to be electricity. I'm gonna assume it's the latter.
I think it's not cracks. Yeah.
Yeah, but I do like that this, as almost everything in Tharmachati, does show some wear and tear. We are in a tropical zoo where there's a climate that does a lot more wear and tear to buildings, and I love that it's visualized in this area as well.
Yeah, with the bricks.
But I just don't get how he did it. I mean, I know how he did it. I looked at all the pieces he used, and still I'm like, but how do you get to a point where you're like, oh, I'm gonna use a bunch of these pieces and I'm gonna make dragons out of it.
Yeah, I mean this is drag level stuff.
This is drag level. I don't know if it's actually from drag. It might be, because Romano did mention that there's in their garden project they have a similar one. So maybe he used some of those, but still it's amazing. I can stare at this all day. And I need to force myself to continue.
Look at all these custom trees.
All these custom plants.
You almost wouldn't like it is like I recognize the cherry blossom trunks, but if it weren't for that, it would not have. If you didn't play the game for as long as we've been playing it, I think you would say, "Oh, cool. What's that plant from?" Yeah. But we are a little bit spoiled on that point because we've been playing it for so long. Crazy. But this is it. This for me is the money shot. This is the place where I went, oh my freaking god. He has been able to capture the tranquility and the quietness of a Chinese garden so well. And I don't know how he did it,
I know that he uses all the pieces that a Chinese garden needs, but yeah, I couldn't do something like this.
I'm not a garden expert. I'm a bad mic replacement in that aspect, but I just want to point out that custom roof. Like, I once again forget what piece it is, but
it's one of those new. I don't think it's the LED.
No, it's not the LED cap. It's a different part that's very similar.
Yeah, it's a shiny piece.
It's a metal thing. I think this technique was first invented by Carlos.
Yeah.
Right when the Europack released, and
let's all put our surprised faces on, because that's exactly something that Carlos would never do. Carlos sees a small piece, and his first challenge is, okay, how can I make heavy piece roofs out of it?
I mean, you'd think he'd just be like, how do I make a dinosaur out of this? But I think he's a bit tired of those.
Yeah, he probably is.
This is a hazard.
Yeah, so...
Oh no, I would not dare cross this bridge.
It's even like puffing up, like, you shall not pass. The one thing that Mike had as a criticism here, and that's something that I didn't know either, is that in an actual Chinese garden, they probably would have some reeds over here, so that you still have the feeling that you have a railing on one side, but it's actually a natural railing. But that was an interesting tidbit that Mike decided to talk about, and I don't know anything about gardening either. I've been able to kill a lot of plants, but keep them is a completely different thing. But I still love it. Okay, P-File, I'm sorry.
Oh, it froze your game for you. See, that you don't mess with the P-File.
Whoosh. And then
that's what my plants mostly look like.
That's exactly what my plants used to look like as well. I was able to turn a cactus into stone, and I'm still kind of proud of that. So, I will probably hook it up over here to the wedding venue, which is up there. I still need to figure that out. And then you have this area where you loop around back again, and you can see all of this. And the thing that I like the most is from all the way up there, we never spotted this. You could never see this.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Which is downright amazing. And you can't even spot the fact that there's a random gate hidden in bamboo over here.
I mean, it's just he preserved certain sightlines so well, but
it's insane. It's absolutely insane, and it's something that I'm going to take away from this area of the zoo, because there are a few sightlines that I really want to preserve, and yeah, he does it so well. And let's continue.
Oh, we get to go here.
All the way up to here. So once again, he has been able to frame these views beautifully.
Yeah, they're just picture frames.
Yeah, exactly. This is like when we first recorded this, there was like a peacock walking around in that area, and it just really emphasized the fact that this actually looks like a living, breathing painting, and that's just so amazing. I simply can't get over this. And I'm going to turn around, because here's another perfectly framed painting, which would be really cool. Yeah, go ahead.
That's supposed to be like a bonsai tree, right?
Yeah. So it would really be cool if I know Bongo is working on a mandarin duck, so I hope that one day I can put some mandarin ducks in here, because that would make this view perfect in my eyes.
Maybe I was thinking when we were walking past it earlier on the skinny bridge, I was thinking maybe some turtles or something as well could be fun.
Yeah. Let's turn around and walk over this bridge, which then again frames views So beautiful.
Yeah. This is just beautiful.
Beautiful. Exactly. And it feels like we're going over and over again. And I'm gonna
got a little vista point.
Oh yeah, I forgot to hide that one. The thing that I like the most is that this is such a small space, yet he made it feel like such a spacious place by just having multiple pieces that you can visit, and it feels like an entire experience instead of like, oh, this is a super small garden, because it's not that big, but he, yeah.
You kind of use every inch.
Yeah, he used
like every
inch.
I love it when zoos are able to create a space like this where the animal is not like even the main attraction. Like I would not complain about the fact that I don't see any amazing animals throughout walking here. Just the space itself is enough.
Yeah, exactly. Like you haven't been to Paradisa yet, haven't you? Yeah. So Paradisa does have its own Chinese garden. It does have some red-crowned cranes. Speaking of, but
are they Japanese?
They are Japanese, and I do think they are also Chinese.
Okay.
I think they're both.
I'm pretty sure the Dutch name is Japanese crane. So
I'm going to quickly do a search while we continue talking about that. But like, yeah, Paradisa has that as well, and yeah, so it's also Chinese.
Okay.
Yeah, because I distinctly remember watching a documentary about it on Disney Plus, which was Wild China, and they had them. But yeah, Paradisa has this type of garden as well, and it brings you back down after seeing like a bunch of really cool animals. It helps you relax and brings you to a point where like, okay, now I can take it all in, and I have time to process everything that I've seen, which is amazing. Yeah. But as we mentioned, there's a crane coming, because today they've announced a brand new DLC. What? This might also have been the better recording of the two, because Mike and I couldn't talk about the DLC because we didn't know anything about it. And we were like, oh yeah, maybe there's going to be a DLC. And we're going to release this on Saturday, and it would have been super weird. Yeah. Hey, maybe we'll get a DLC, guys. So what's
my opinion?
Yeah, what's your opinion on it? I want to know.
I'm really excited. I mean, I love the variety, first of all. Just a bunch of different continents, totally different species. It's just really, really nice. It's probably my favorite animal pack in that regard, just because it's not just Southeast Asia, it's not just North America, even though North America was pretty varied on its own already. It's just really nice. And there's 2 animals that I can use for Beekse so.
Which is?
The small-clawed otter and the Naleshwe.
And that's basically what you judge every pack by. It's only a good pack if you have at least one animal for Beekse, right?
I mean, I might be starting a new little project on the side.
Oh, you are? I am completely surprised by this, and I really didn't know that.
So I'll see if I can use some of the animals for that as well. But
yeah. I really like the pack as well. I don't have an animal in the pack that I'm like, oh, I didn't want that one. Especially because I know that like there are 2 very controversial picks. I know that the platypus is for a few people controversial because it's not really common in zoos. To which I feel like a great zoo game should have a majority of really common zoo animals, but should also have the very uncommon ones, because you want to make a general zoo, but sometimes you do want to make one of the outlier
the beauty of a game like this is that you're able to see these animals in a...
Exactly.
You're like, oh, I can put a platypus in my zoo, even though I'll never see one in real life. Well, at least I can admire it here.
Yeah. Even though I really hope that I one day get to see a platypus in real life. if only to see if they actually wear hats in real life. And I also really like the caiman, but that maybe comes from the fact that I've been playing Zoo Tycoon 2 for 17 years, and after 17 years of using the same kind of animals, you sometimes really just want to switch it up. Like, I don't want to use the other caiman that we got with the aquatic pack in every zoo. I want to be able to switch it up and use like the new caiman in a different zoo. So I do like those choices. For me, the only criticism that I kind of have is that it feels a little bit light on content. But on the other hand, I don't have the pack yet. I don't have the update yet. I can't really judge it before I have it in my hands. Perhaps it's a lot cooler than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now.
We'll have to see how interesting some of the behaviors are. And it's
exactly.
An animal pack. I mean,
yeah, it's gonna have cool animals. So I think for the pack, first of all, I'm super. I kind of wanted a South America animal pack. We haven't talked about the fact that like nobody really guessed this.
Yeah, like everyone was thinking, oh, maybe it's a rainforest pack, maybe it's a South America pack, maybe an Amazon pack. No, Wetlands. Screw you. You were all wrong. I just want to know if at least one person at Frontier must have been like, gotcha.
I tweeted, wait, what? And their reply was, surprise. And I was like, bastards. I would have liked a South American animal pack because there are a lot of interesting animals that we're still missing from that region. But I was, in the past few days, I was already thinking like, okay, but if it's a South American animal pack, I don't really want a South American area in my zoo. I do want to add capybaras. That's okay because the Chiang Mai Zoo in Thailand has them, so it would be logical that Tharmachati has them as well. But it was like, I don't want to add a South American area, and I don't feel like adding one. And now we have a bunch of Asian species. We have a crane that fits perfectly in the Chinese area.
A lashway that can go with the hippo.
Exactly. We've got the wild water buffalo, and I'm hovering over this area because I'm thinking about adding some rice fields on this side so that you can see them from the train that is passing by extremely slowly and trying to dodge this piece of blueprint that I've placed here so marvelously.
It's a nice looking blueprint.
So yeah, I think the backdrop of the panda house is going to be these rice fields that you can go all the way down to and see the water buffalo. So that is what I'm going to try to do in the next 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to the pack and the update. I really want to see what the bathing behavior really does in game. Thank you for autosaving, Planet Zoo.
For sure.
So I guess you're looking forward to it as well?
Yeah, totally. I mean, the animals I need for Beekseberg and their habitats are done. They can just go straight in and be done with it. And for the rest, I'm gonna see if I can make something neat.
Yeah,
I feel like I want to make a platypus thing, even though it doesn't make sense. I'm just gonna build what I want.
It doesn't make sense, but you need to at least once in your life build a habitat for a platypus and add teal everywhere. So I mean, it's just mandatory.
I mean,
at this point.
I was thinking of making an education sign that's just a picture of a platypus and then the lyrics of the song, like all pointing at which things they are talking about.
That would be amazing. All right, we're gonna wrap it up because I know that I can keep talking until forever, and you also have things to do. First of all, before we go, I want to give a big shout out to Romano. He built one of the most amazing gardens that I've ever seen in this game. It is absolutely beautiful. I've come here in this part of the zoo quite a few times already just to relax. And Goron, you know that it takes like 10 to 15 minutes to load the game. So the fact that I'm willing to boot up the game to just sit here and watch what's happening must say a lot about how amazing I think this is.
I think next time I'm building in this file, I'm definitely gonna swoop by here for a couple of times. Just take it in myself.
Exactly. It's gonna be great. I want to thank you so much, Goron, for hopping on at the last minute. I really appreciate it. You know that I really like to have you on these episodes. It's always a lot of fun. And I want to thank everyone for watching, and see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.